Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a big one, a challenge a lot of associations run into. You build this fantastic, valuable training program, but getting members to actually sign up can be, well, way tougher than you'd think. So we're going to break down a strategic playbook to help you market those programs, boost your numbers, and deliver some serious value.
Okay, so let's start with the big question, right? You know the course is great, you know the instructor's a total pro, so why the empty seats? Well, the answer most of the time isn't the program itself, it's all about how it's being communicated or not communicated to the very people who need it the most. And believe me, the opportunity here is absolutely massive. Get this, a staggering 87% of organizations right now are reporting skills gaps. Just think about that. It means your members and their employers are actively, desperately looking for solutions. The demand for quality professional development, it's never been higher.
So you are literally sitting on the solution to their problem. The real key, the whole game, is bridging that gap between just offering a course and strategically marketing it. And that's what this explainer is all about. It's your step-by-step guide to building that bridge.
So here's our game plan, our roadmap for today's playbook. We've got 6 essential strategies to cover. We'll start with knowing your audience, then focusing on the why. After that, it's amplifying your reach, leveraging your network, making it an easy yes, and finally the crucial step, measuring and refining your whole approach.
All right, let's dive into play number 1. And honestly, before you write a single email, before you even think about a social media post, you have to start right here. This is the bedrock, the foundation of absolutely everything. You have to know exactly who you're talking to.
And this isn't just some abstract marketing theory. It's a really practical 3-step process. First, you identify your target segments. Are you trying to reach brand new professionals, or are we talking to seasoned experts? Second, you segment your list so you can tailor that message. And third, and this is the most important one, you listen. You use surveys, forums, and just plain conversations to figure out what their real pain points actually are.
And this right here is just a perfect example of that listening step in action. The Winnipeg Construction Association didn't just guess what their members needed, they went out and asked. By building courses to fill gaps they couldn't get anywhere else, they created something that was basically indispensable. And that's the goal, right? Find that unique, urgent problem, and I promise you, your marketing gets exponentially easier.
So let's move on to our next play, which builds directly on that foundation. Once you know your audience and their problems, you have to frame your training as the solution. This is all about crafting a message that doesn't just inform, but really connects on a personal, what's in it for me level.
Now, look at this. This slide shows a simple but incredibly powerful shift. Don't just sell the what, the feature, a project management workshop. You have to sell the why, the benefit, the outcome. Become a certified project manager. Now that's a career-changing benefit. It's a transformation, not just a class.
And you know what sells a benefit better than anything? Proof. A direct quote from someone who's been there, done that. Well, that's one of the most persuasive tools you have in your entire toolkit. It turns this abstract promise into a real, tangible success story that people can see themselves in.
Okay, so you've got the right course, you've got it aimed at the right audience, and you have the perfect message. Fantastic. Now we have to make sure they actually see it. It's time to get the word out, and that means using a smart, multi-channel strategy.
The key here is to not put all your eggs in one basket. You want to create multiple touchpoints, reaching members where they already are. So you combine your email newsletters with updates on your website. You optimize your course pages for search engines so people can find you. And you get active on the social media platforms where your members are already spending their time.
And if you need any proof of why adapting your channels is so critical, just look at this data. It's pretty wild. A huge majority of Gen Z learners are gaining skills on YouTube. This tells us that if you're trying to attract that next generation of professionals, you can't just stick to email and hope for the best. You have to meet them where they're already learning.
All right, let's move on to one of the most overlooked, but maybe one of the most powerful marketing assets you have. And here's a hint. It isn't a digital channel at all. It's your community. Your people and your partners can be your absolute best advertisers.
So really think about who you can mobilize. Encourage those happy members to spread the word. Find those enthusiastic ambassadors who can champion your programs. Partner up with other associations or key employers to cross-promote. And, of course, use the credibility of your expert instructors. A personal recommendation from a trusted source, that's priceless.
Now let's talk about that final moment of truth in the customer journey, turning their interest into an actual registration. The goal here is simple. Make saying yes and clicking that register button as easy and as attractive as humanly possible.
One way to do this is with smart incentives, little nudges. Early bird pricing creates a sense of urgency. Member-only discounts reinforce the value of being a member. In fact, that WCA example is brilliant. They found their 25% discount actually drove new people to join. And things like digital badges for LinkedIn, that's a reward for the attendee and basically free advertising for you. It's a win-win. But incentives are only half the battle. While you're adding reasons for them to say yes, you have to be ruthless about removing any reason to say no. I mean, think about it. Is your registration form simple and easy to use on a phone? Do you offer flexible formats? Is all the key info clear and right up front? Every little bit of friction you can eliminate directly increases your chance of getting that sign up.
And finally, our last play. A great marketing playbook isn't something you write once and then stick in a drawer. It's a living, breathing document that should get better with every single campaign. To do that, you have to measure your results so you can refine your approach.
What you're creating here is a continuous improvement loop. It's pretty straightforward. First, you set a clear, concrete goal. Then, you track the metrics that actually matter, like email open rates or website traffic, to see what's working. A simple question on the registration form, "How did you hear about us?" is invaluable. And finally, you gather feedback from attendees to make the next marketing push even smarter.
And this whole process, well, that's what we call data-driven marketing. It's just a fancy way of saying you're moving from guesswork to making informed decisions. It makes sure that you're putting your time, your budget, and your effort into the strategies that actually get results and fill those seats.
So let's wrap this up by looking at the big picture here, because this is about so much more than just selling tickets to a workshop. When you effectively market your training, you're constantly reminding members of the incredible value your association provides. It becomes a core part of how you engage them and a huge reason why they choose to renew their membership year after year.
So we'll leave you with this one final thought. As you go back and look at your own marketing plans, ask yourself this simple question. By shifting your focus from just selling a course to building long-term, meaningful engagement, you can transform your training program into one of your association's greatest assets.